Sojourner 4, and I wanted to show you my Backpacker's Paradise, my 2013 Sienna minivan that I bought with 135,000 miles. I bought the XLE version that has a sunroof because I wanted to make sure I could get on the roof. Friends told me that if I cut a hole in it, I may ruin this structure. I kayak a lot, and I bike a lot, and I hike a lot. So last February, I bought this elevator to get the kayak up on the van easily. I'm 52 years old. It lifts the van up onto the roof without me having to have a ladder. I hurt myself on a ladder 2 years ago. It works so well, I bought another one so I can put 2 kayaks on the roof, bring my husband along or a friend. Next month I'm going to go to the Greenbrier River Trail and bike 80 miles over a few days with a girlfriend. It'll be my 3rd year doing that, so that's why I got this bike rack. I've had trailer hitches on my last minivan, but that's when I needed 5 bikes. This is a lot easier, costs about $50 at a sporting goods store. So that takes care of my major gear. I'll start with the kitchen, which I put in the back after trying it in different places. This is my setup. I made the shelving out of little ladders. The rungs hold up the different shelves. This is the preparation where I can put the stove and I can prepare the food. The cutting board. I like cast iron pots and pan for eating out of, washing up. This is a cooler that I use and it works for 4 days, but you're supposed to put 2/3 ice in. I didn't really do that, so it might be a little small. This is my water sprayer. I can heat it up and I rinse dishes, I rinse my feet, wash my hands. It's a little weaker sprayer, so I thought I'd shower with it, but I haven't done that yet. The usual pots and pans and buckets, dishes are in here, dry goods storage. The shelf tucks away. This shelf I keep on sometimes I take off. During my usual week when I'm just out for the day, out in the country with my dog, I've been taking this shelf out. I put my kayaks, paddles in here, my life jackets. This tent can go in there when I go camping with my husband. He likes being in the tent. He's 6'4". This tent goes up to 7 feet, and I want to make him happy. He likes this is a 10 by 10, which works for my husband, myself, and my dog. My husband prefers the 12 by 20, which is a huge tent, but we're trying to keep him happy. This is these drawers that can fit 2 here and store all my things. I'm trying out 3 different stoves at the moment. If I go for longer than a day, I'll bring this for my water source, my water spigot, and I'll put a bowl here to have my sink if I don't have a picnic table. Speaking of tables, this is the table that I've found that I love to use. It's very compact. It sets up quick. There's 3 levels. I use this for extra counter space. I use it for a dinner table. I can open it in the van, and I use it for a night table in the tent. My girlfriend was getting rid of this little drawers here. This is where I put my utensils lately and things that I like to access quick. I've been putting soap here because soap always leaks. This has been working okay. That's the kitchen. Very important part. Okay, let's go around this way. I don't think I told you, but I'm in Kentucky. And in Kentucky, you have to worry about bugs. You have to worry about cold up to 0 and heat up to 95. You have to worry about condensation in the van. You have to worry about rough terrain. So for the bugs, I have these simple screen that I cut in 4. I really need 5 so I can have for the roof. So that's my moon roof. Which is also great for venting. The XLE came with leather seats and heated seats, which is really nice in the winter. I didn't expect that. It also comes with screens, which I didn't expect. Can you see me pulling them in there? We'll get it from this side. I'll show you from the other side. But while I'm here, this is my bed that I usually keep going every day. I usually take a nap on it. It's on 2 crates. This crate I usually keep the bedding in if I need to wrap it up or pack it away if I'm going to carry 5 people in the car, 3 more people in the back. And this is also my clothing storage, which I keep in these little cinch sacks that usually come with sheets. So I have underwear, socks, pajamas, all kinds of clothing in there. Lately I've been keeping my shoes in there. And when I travel, I put my food there next to me. You know, my snacking food. Let's go around to the other side. This is my bathroom, which has come in really handy. So I don't have to go out of the van or the tent in the middle of the night. I use this potty. Can you see it? So in the middle of the night, there's a bucket here that I can drain into a wide mouth bucket in the morning and then dispose of at the campsite bathroom or where I'm staying bathroom. If I'm just by myself out in the country, I don't use the bucket. And I just put the potty outside. I very rarely have to poop in the potty because I'm at people's homes or out in the country and I can dig a hole, or I'm at home. But if there's an emergency, you can always double bag it, just like Bob says. I've had to do that a couple of times. I usually keep the potty in this container when I'm traveling, and I put it in the back seat. So that gives my dog space for when we travel. So this is my living room, which I spend time in when it rains. Normally I like to be outside. So it's very comfortable, and there's about 11 square feet for my dog, who is 110 pounds, to hang around in. It's turned out to be very nice. But because it rains quite a bit in Kentucky, I also wanted to be able to cook in my house. Did I tell you about my bed? Okay, so to be able to cook, I fold this up, and I can cook here, I can put my books here, and I can access my food and my stoves from inside, which has turned out to be pretty important. The overhang on the back of the kitchen usually keeps water out pretty well, but if it's coming in, I can clip a tarp on the outside, which I can also use for privacy for a shower. So this is my normal mode with the chair, with one chair down. I didn't take these chairs out because they're very comfortable, and I can flip them down if I have my husband in with me. I would put 2 more crates in for him so he can have a clothing crate and a crate to store his bedding. Okay, so that's my living room and my bedroom and my bathroom. Let me tell you a little bit more about my bedroom. I have a 1/4-inch plywood, about 5 feet wide. So if I want to pack it away totally, if I have passengers, I can put it on the floor. This is a 3-inch Thermarest mattress that I've had for a long time. It's the base camp, and that's worked really well. 0-degree sleeping bag. And last year when it was 18 degrees in the van, I put another down blanket on top. My dog was here, I was here, and with us in the van heating it, it got to about 36 that night. During the day, on a 0-degree day, 36 degrees, it usually gets up to about 45 with infrared rays, and then the heat from me and my dog. So if I have a nice sweater on and if I'm covered, it's still pretty nice. So that's those 3 rooms. Okay, let's go back around. That's for the indoor and rainy days, but generally I like to be outside. So the thing that's really important outside is a really comfortable chair. So this is where I keep my 0 gravity, really comfortable chair. I also bought one for my husband. Don't get the knockoff because we took one to Florida. We opened it up, my husband sat in it, and it broke in 3 places. So we're gonna go over here. I came home and I ordered this one for him. This is the extra large version, and the brand is La Fuma. Come over here and make sure you can see that. They're made in France. I think they invented them. The proportions are great, it's long lasting, and it's wonderful. I also like to bring along a chair like this so I can eat at the table sitting up. I'm not comfortable on picnic table benches. And I also wanted to talk about refrigeration. So we were looking in the kitchen. This cooler lasted me for about 4 days without having to replace the ice. I don't like to have to replace the ice because I don't like to have to spend the money. You're supposed to cool it with 2/3 ice and 1/3 food. So it lasted me a few days. I'm gonna go on a trip for a week or 2 when I take my daughter to college. The van's gonna become a cargo mover, and then I'm gonna go on a trip. So I got a bigger cooler, which is over here, but it's a lot bigger than it looked like on the web. So I'm a little afraid of cooling this thing. They talk about using a sacrificial bag to cool it off, but that's like $4 down the drain. So I'm working it out. What I try to do is make blocks of ice in my freezer. I used to use this, a couple of these, but my freezer is smaller now. I can't fit it anymore, excuse me. So I'm trying to use these. I have a bunch that I'm making ice bricks out of. I was thinking about doing refrigeration, so I asked my daughter to get a RV fridge for her dorm last year, which she used last year. So now I have a RV fridge to experiment with. But I think refrigeration is an order of magnitude different because you need the battery storage or you need solar. And then if you have solar, you have to put it in the sun. And the battery storage is very expensive. And then you have to hook it up. And then you have to either keep the car running or have solar or have light. So it's very complicated, and I'm not sure I'm up for that unless I'm in a place where I'm with shore power all the time. So I hope I covered everything. I was gonna say, if you have any friends that have a van, that live in a van, you know, offer them your bathrooms, offer them your washing machine. My sister doesn't want me to stay in her driveway, but her son just got a house and he camps. So I'm thinking he's gonna let me stay in his driveway. I usually stay at friends' homes, and the United States is great for natural areas, federal parks and state parks. And I travel a lot with friends that go kayaking and biking, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be able to do that. Did I say last week I brought 2 kayaks on top, one inside, and I brought my son, who is filming this, and my husband and myself all in the minivan, and that worked really well. So part of the great aspect of minivan is that it's really flexible. I can take everything out in 5 minutes, I can put everything back in 5 minutes, so I can use it to haul people, to haul boats, to haul cargo, and then to have this setup that I usually use on a daily basis. It's also relatively fuel efficient. It gets about 22 miles to the gallon, and it's good for stealth camping. I didn't want to be so big, and I don't want to. At the moment, I'm not ready for an RV. I have a lot of friends with RVs, and then they have to worry about black water and gray water and dumping and hooking up and all that stuff, which I'm not interested in yet. I almost forgot, I need to be able to charge a cell phone and a tablet, actually a Kindle. I got this by mistake. I had a battery charger, I don't know. I got it by mistake, but I was camping for a week. I didn't start the car. So it's nice to have this, or some kind of way to charge your phone and your Kindle without having to start your car. And it worked. I think that's it for now. Again, I'm Sojourner 4, and happy trails, and God bless you.